make a socket that you can screw on there. When you get the wheel on, you screw the socket in, and it'd be just like this at the end. And then you put on your lug nuts on and tighten them up, and then you take those back out. These here you leave on permanently, and you can center your hub and your wheel up with these. So those are pretty nice. Pretty nice.
So what is today's objective?
I have a leaking wheel bearing, and it makes noise when I'm turning on the interstate, and I'm going about 65 miles an hour, and I turn into the right. So when the truck is leaning over to the left, it has a noise. Not a big noise, but a little noise, which tells me that I have a bearing going bad. So not only am I have a bearing going bad, but it's also leaking over here, which it wasn't leaking, so it just started leaking. But that is normal. If you have a bearing going bad, it's going to create heat. Plus there's probably a little bit of movement. It's going to cause the wheel seal to go out. So my objective is to get this apart and look at the wheel bearings, and I'm sure that I'll have to take them in and get some new ones. They used to be $100, but with the freight rates going down and economy going triple, they'll probably be $300. I bet you money it's not a 7/16. Wasn't a 1/2 inch. Should be a 7/16, and it's not. So that means it's foreign.
That it's foreign.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. It looks like I grabbed a 14 instead of a 1/2 inch. You can find a 1/2 inch. There's a 1/2 inch. There we go. It's not foreign. I just had the wrong socket. I was foreign. This is the wrong thing to sit on. That thing hurts.
Well, use that chair. Is that?
I have a sitting stool that has a pillow slip on it in case I get tired. Great. This is what happens when you don't have anybody that sews in the house.
Oh my goodness! It's completely ripped right there.
Ruthie came up a few generations after I did, and I guess that generation didn't teach sewing class.
No, I took a class in home ec about, I had to sew a couple of things. I remember sewing a pillow, and I remember sewing.
You can sew a pillow, you can sew these up.
Well, I mean, that's been 30 plus years ago.
Well, if you fall off the horse, you gotta get back up on it. Man, it was nice out here yesterday. It's a cloudy, rainy day. But like I said, it's already warmer today than it was yesterday. Don't stand so close to the truck. If it falls, you don't want it to fall on you.
Yeah, it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning.
Alright. Let's see how bad she is. Pretty low. Well, there's no movement in it. Interesting. Very interesting. I checked it yesterday. It didn't show that it was low, but not much came out of it, did it? Well, let's get her apart. No, you didn't. Just missed it by a hair. You ain't got a hair more in there? No way. Nah. Alright. Interesting. Tell me I don't have anything to make this apart like this. This goes up to 18 inches. And just isn't enough. It's missing it by 1/8 of an inch. Does it have a lock tab on it? Yeah. I gotta straighten that out. I'll have to take that with me when I go get bearings, so I can buy a wrench for it, because I got to torque this. Yeah, I probably should get a socket, that way I can torque it. I know they got one over at the shop, but Willie is not at the shop anymore, so.
Yeah, but Casey couldn't get it for you?
I haven't seen Casey over there. He's busy doing probably farming. Now this one here, I believe, is set at 400, but I'll have to check the specs to make sure. I know the one on the trailer is 400, 250, back it off, 250, back it off, 250, back it off, or spin, and then, yeah, 400, spin it, and then 250, spin it, 250. I'll have to find out what the torque specs are on this one. Don't see any damage, that's a good thing. Good thing. This bearing is fine. There's no play in it. It's got a little bit of play in it. That might be what's making the noise. So that's why your brake pads are wet. You see that? All this, that seal started leaking. And it leaks down in there and gets the pads wet. But if you do your walk-arounds, you should notice that right away. So I gotta, I need that right there, so I need. Take that, this, and we'll take something soft, this, come on girl, you can do it. There we go.
What is that all about? What were you doing?
I had to knock the seal and the bearing out. This is what's leaking. That's the seal, and these are the bearings. And then in here is some races. When you replace the bearings, you got to replace those races. Really doesn't seem exceptional. I guarantee you that's what I was hearing when I was going down the road. Just enough, yeah. It's got just enough play in it. Nothing to hurt anything, but it's got just enough play in it to make a little bit of noise when you're turning. Yeah, I can hear it. Yep, she don't sound right. Something wrong with it. It's definitely got to get an inside bearing for sure. So we need this bearing, this seal, and I need to get that socket to torque all this back up. This right here. So we'll take these. I might take this outer bearing too. So. I think these are the same size. I believe they are. This is the outside one, inside one. No. So I need to. I gotta have this one and then a socket, and then I'll have to get 2 sockets. Them sockets are about $100 a piece.
A socket is $100?
Yeah, because I mean, you could go somewhere and probably find them cheaper, but because the way inflation is and it's cost more to operate a business, anything, all parts have tripled, everything. So I have to pay more money for everything, even though I make way less money than I was a year ago, because freight brokers know the inflation, because they're dealing with it like all the other people, but they have the money before I can get it, so they decide to just take all the inflation money out of the freight rates, and people like me who haul freight are getting the short end of the stick. So and 2 months ago, 9,000 companies had gone out of business, and that was 2 months ago. So if you figure that out, it was averaging around 3,000 businesses a month were going out of business. That's owner-operators. So if it's still continuing the way it was, we'd probably up to 15,000 since the first of the year. And because freight brokers are just greedy. They want you to haul their freight for $2 a mile, even though it costs $2.47 a mile for your truck to make a profit. And they don't care. They don't care. You got to be one empty soul to be a freight broker. Let's get those numbers off of there. I do see a little bit of damage on one of these bearings. This one here looks like it's getting a little hot. And it looks like it was riding on the inside, which means it was there. So what's the problem? That's a little odd. Doesn't want to go back on there. Oh, okay. Yeah, that bearing's no good. You can hear it. She's no good. Can I have it back now?